Hello and welcome to the AllMadeUp podcast with me, Harry Stakini.
Me, Lewis Coleman.
And me, Ben Hart.
The show where each week a guest joins us in the writer's room to create a story like you and we have never heard before.
Not quite knowing what's around the corner or what we'll find along the way, as this podcast is exactly what it says on the tin.
It's all made up.
That was brilliant that time.
Yeah. I did it. I put extra emphasis on it.
Yeah, I think, what's this now? This is like plus
Episode 60
odd.
Yeah.
And it's been so consistent with the All Made Ups, hasn't it?
It has, and we appreciate it, even though new languages are something we're going to work on in the future.
Personally, I need to work on them anyway, because I'd like to learn Spanish.
You like to learn Spanish?
Yeah,
Any particular reason why?
I think it's just like a most widely spread language, isn't it?
Yeah,
So
nothing to do with last night.
Don't want to talk about it. Don't want to talk about last
We
night.
watched the Euros in this studio last night, and now Ben's a fucking turncoat.
Yeah, actually, I don't want to learn Spanish.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to relearn English. I'm going to double down. Just read the dictionary. Be like, do you know this word exists?
Spanish is actually what you want to learn.
Is it? Yeah, just because it's...
I'm asking you.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to learn Spanish, yeah.
I remember, obviously, I go on holiday with my dad. We go on like dad and lad holidays.
That's nice. That.
And we went to... last place we went to, Fortaventura, and my dad had absolutely been caning Duolingo like for years, and he always tries when he's over there, but he'd been absolutely smashing Duolingo's head in. And
She's a good singer, isn't she? Headline Glastonbury this year, isn't she?
yeah. Anyway, obviously we go on holiday, and he's been like getting dead giddy around me because he thinks he can speak Spanish. We went into this supermarket, queued up, and I could just feel the energy coming off him as like, oh, I'm about to get for. Use my Spanish language here. Yeah. And obviously he put his things down. He's like, hola, señor. And the guy said something in Spanish and then said something about a plastic bag. But my dad didn't understand it one bit. And I just had to watch my dad crumble in front of him and go to English. And I could just feel how
he tried though.
Yeah, like he tried. He came in with so much energy. And the guy, like when they replied, like, as they would, like just normal pace for them.
Yeah.
But he said something different. My dad's expecting him to go, like, hola, senor, like, how's your day going? Come on, where start? And he didn't say that, and he just crumbled at the till. I was in stitches, me.
Yeah, you got to be bold to go and, actually use the language. It's all well and good, because I know people that are like, I speak a bit of this, speak a bit of that. But when you're actually on the ground and you're facing, some native.
How would you put it go? See. Yeah,
Clem's got an house in France, and the first time I went over there, we got invited to. I think it was Jacques and Jean. I think it was.
Jacques and John.
It was like Jean and John. I think I'm trying to remember the names. Anyway, it's in this tiny French village, and in middle of central France. So these guys don't speak any English whatsoever. But we went round because they was making us a meal, and it was like so difficult because the bloke, it must have been about 70. Kept speaking to me in French, and I didn't have a clue what he was saying, but he kept like waiting as if I was going to respond and understand it. So Clem was like next to me, like translating, but he didn't let up. I didn't have a moment where it was like, oh, he gets that I can't reply. It was just...
Yeah. When he's asking you questions, you just went...
It was just really difficult, and like you sort of realise how it makes you feel unintelligent not knowing a second language.
Absolutely, yeah, because most people on like the European continent speak a second language. Most people do speak English. Yeah, that's like just being ignorant, obviously not learning a second language.
Yeah, but it's maybe the price of being English is the fact that we had the balls to go and fucking get out there.
Yeah, conquer everything. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's what we're going to lead with.
You attack anything with confidence. It's amazing what you can achieve. Right?
That's what you've got, like New York, isn't it?
This tiny island. We were talking about obviously the state of the British population in terms of our appearance, but for a small island, they fucking did all right back in the day. They did. And
they conquered.
Yeah, they did. They conquered and put fry-ups across the globe. Right?
Yeah.
But I do agree that English is one of them which. You can get by on it pretty much anywhere. I don't speak. I speak very little French. Like
what French have you got in you?
Fucking nil point.
That was just one time.
Yeah. Je suis. Bonjour.
Give us all your French right now. Give me everything in your locker.
Each word.
Any word that you know in French, I want to know it.
Bon nuit. Good evening.
That's it.
Yes.
Je suis is probably the one I use the most. I am.
What? You just walk around.
Just
Je suis.
Me and Sam have a running joke. We just say like you put je suis in front of anything, like je suis belter, je suis I am belter.
You just said the same thing.
I know, but I said it in French.
What was good about that is that you could put it in front of anything, and you said the same thing twice.
Hey, je suis podcaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else have you got? You give us like 2 words there.
Doing this all night.
Yeah.
What else have I got? I've got.
I'll say some French words.
Bonjour tout le monde.
What does that mean? Ça va bien.
Ça va bien. Comment tu t'appelles?
Lewis.
J'adore fromage.
Yeah. Asseyez-vous.
I don't touch any of that shit.
I don't touch any of that shit, love. And neither should you. It means stand up. That.
Where in France are you going? Whereabouts is it?
It's the airport's Limoges, and then it's Montpellier. It's called, I think. Yeah.
Okay, because I went to like really rural France last year, didn't I? You might get recognised. That's where I got recognised from the podcast last year.
Hey, let's hope so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where you might have one of them. You might have a moment where you pass out in the street. You're like, God, so embarrassed. But no, last year we went to France. Melissa speaks quite good French. Like they've been going there for years,
right?
And they're quite like confidently speaking French. Like I don't speak any. So again, I feel like the stupid one when I'm there.
Yeah.
But she was ringing restaurants, and we kept turning up to these restaurants after she'd rang up to book a table, and they'd never had a reservation for us. And we were like, it kept happening. We were like, are they just being weird? Because we're like British. And we turned out, we said to this guy, like, why have we not got a table? He went, well, you rang up and you said, instead of going, I'd like a table for 6, she's ringing up going, hello, I don't want a table for 6 tonight.
Wow, but then still showing up.
Yeah, and then turning up, like, yeah, so this mad person's ringing up going, hello, I don't want a table tonight, thank you. And they're putting the phone down.
That's funny.
Yeah. I was like, who's the stupid one now?
If you could speak any language, what would it be?
Cantonese.
Cantonese?
Just be cool, wouldn't it? So
yeah.
It'd be impressive, I think.
It is impressive, that.
Yeah.
You'd be Russian, wouldn't you, probably?
Yeah, Russia. I don't know. A language. I'd probably pick Italian.
Italian?
Yeah, probably.
What Italian do you know?
Fucking ciao bella.
Who's she?
It sounds good, doesn't it? It's quite singy. So
it sounds good in your Salford accent.
But Spanish
Bellissimo.
Spanish is
ciao for now.
Is practical because obviously it's you can get it everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd probably say Italian. What about you? French. Probably got French with you, wouldn't you?
I wouldn't mind Dutch.
What? So you can literally go to Holland and South Africa. They're the 2 places like Africa, because Afrikaans is basically Dutch, isn't it?
Yeah.
They colonized South Africa. That's
yeah. But so do the Germans as well. You know what I mean?
Well, there's a distinct type of blonde hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
white skin.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't going to say it, but I'm glad you did. So,
but yeah, you go Dutch.
I'd go Dutch.
Wow.
Hey, let's go halves on that.
Well,
then.
do you know what I know?
You didn't get that, did you?
I don't think we've got many listeners in Holland, but we seem to have a big spike in America of late, which I don't know is to do with that WhatsApp story that we had and Joe Biden being mentioned in it and the fact he hit the news. Yeah. And then they thought, fuck me.
Yeah, like AI's listened to us speaking about America and it's sort of like spiked in the trends.
Yeah. It was all in Washington, wasn't it?
Did you get interviewed by the CIA this week?
I wasn't. I was told I wasn't supposed to talk about it.
Yeah, well, they sat me down, I tell you. Scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Why, what were they saying?
They said, tell me what you know in French.
They were saying...
I said, je suis scared.
They're like, there's no pension in comedy. There's no pension in comedy. God, no shit.
Doesn't, mate. You need to start investing now.
Yeah.
in recycled goods, according to you.
Yeah, recycled goods are the best metric to invest in, apparently. I was reading an article about it. Because everyone's trying to use recycled material now. So there's not... Obviously, there is a finite amount of recycled material. So the price of it's going up.
If you could recycle one thing which isn't recyclable now, what would it be?
Nuclear waste.
He says with a stern face to Lewis, he's just be like, this will solve the world's problem.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, is there anything where you think, oh, bloody hell, like, why is this not recyclable?
I don't pay enough attention, to be honest.
You're a bad person.
You hate it, don't you? You're just killing the planet. You're like chucking plastic in the street, I bet.
I don't know.
I bet you're putting beer cans
Do you check the cartons that you're throwing away?
I guess.
You guess
like
at which ones?
I'm like, if it's metal, recyclable, right?
How much metal are you throwing away?
Mate, everything goes
How much metal?
Loads.
You got a workshop?
Yeah. Got a scrap pile and then just potato peel next to it.
taking your metal lunchbox.
I only found out
sandwich is boiling up by the time you get there.
Phone case, self-made.
I try to buy bananas that aren't in like a packet because the packet's not recyclable. I know that.
Yeah.
And like that. Yeah. But obviously there's gradients of this is such a.
No, so you want recyclable banana packets? That's what you're saying. If anything, you could recycle.
Yeah.
I went nuclear waste.
Yeah, you went recyclable banana.
I'm not going into Aldi and buying nuclear waste, am I?
Yeah, well,
you're just causing it.
Yeah. What about you?
Them yogurt pouches that I've been eating.
They're not recyclable.
They're not recyclable. A lot of stuff in Lidl isn't recyclable.
Yeah, but it's cheap though.
But that's it. Yeah, exactly.
Spend a little, leave a lot.
Yeah, clip it. Yeah. It's good. I want to know what else you want to recycle.
Toothbrushes, plastic toothbrushes.
No, what would be good if you could recycle? Remember that film where when people used to, it's like a cult film. When you used to get to 70, they used to go into a room and they used to kill you and turn you into a tablet, and then that would sustain someone for a whole year.
Fuck off.
Yeah, it's a cult film.
That is an all made up story.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, what? So
it's like a cult
someone
film.
Turns 70,
so when they get
and they
70,
turn him into a tablet.
You get to choose how you die, and they sort of euthanize you, and they turn you into a tablet, and then you get the tablets given to young people to
give them an extra year.
How big is this tablet?
It's probably break them into a couple of tablets. I don't know.
Is it like a pill?
Yeah,
like one pill. Yeah, like a sandwich size.
Yeah, is it all that? Put it in the water,
and it gives you an extra year, does it?
It just it sustains you for like I don't know how long. I don't know how
70
long.
years, I reckon.
Yeah, but no, but it's like the idea is that you recycle people.
Right. Wow.
It's a film. I'll find out when.
Would you want to be recycled, you? As in like organ donor?
Yeah, I'm already signed up. The only thing they're not having are my eyes.
Why?
Because I just want them.
You want to keep them, do you?
Yeah.
Anubis.
What is it? Why is it you want to keep your eyes and not anything else?
I don't know. It just looks weird, doesn't it, if you don't have eyes? You can't see everything else they're going to take. They're just going to stitch me up.
You'll be dead.
Yeah, no, but
you're going to see. You'll be
So essentially, they take every single part of you and your eyes are just left on the table. Just like...
Yeah. I wouldn't
everything's harvested apart from the eyes. What do we do with these then?
No, I wouldn't
leave
give
them
up
there.
my eyes. I actually won't give up my eyes. I think it's like a bit of a almost spiritual thing to your eyes, isn't there? Like you've seen your life through your eyes. So I don't want to give
you have.
No, but other organs you don't experience things as much. Like my liver, that's experienced a lot, but not in that sort of way.
If I had a mate who needed a kidney, I'd give him a kidney.
What about if they needed an eye? If I lost my eye tomorrow, would you give me yours?
Would you want a hazel eye?
Yeah.
A blue one.
You'd lose one eye. You'd lose one eye. You give you one of these. So you get down to one eye, and you've had two.
If I lost both my eyes tomorrow, would you give me an eye?
We give you one each.
But you know you can't see through it. It's just
aesthetic. Yeah.
No.
But you can't.
What if they said? Oh yeah, we can actually make it so you can see as well.
My phone's ringing here, chaps.
I guess.
Let me just quickly get this.
Yeah, go on.
Hi, Tony. All right.
Is that?
Oh, he's managed to find it.
Right, I tell you what.
Right, well we'll wrap this up and then we'll get you in.
We're gonna wrap up this intro and then we'll open the door. Well, what a soft opening to the pod. Yeah. 2 minutes, pal. Thank you.
You actually heard next week's guest there.
Yeah.
So
and I heard him through the door as well.
Tell us who the guest for today that the people are going to listen to is.
That's so funny. Today's guest is for today's story. Jesus Christ, it's throwing me off whack. He's Ant McGinley, who is a podcaster. He's been on the podcast before.
You've been rattled by that, haven't you?
Helps a lot early on, didn't it? In the pod, advice and stuff like that, really.
And very creative guy. Does loads of different types of things in podcasting. And
Up at the Fringe.
Up at the Fringe, he is. He's doing a live show, which he tells you about in the episode. It's a tale of redemption. It's a tale of education. It's a tale of self-discovery, and there's some moves to go along the way with it as well. So this is going to be All Made Up with Ant McGinley. Enjoy
it.
It's all made up again. Yeah. It's all made up again. It's all made up again. It's all made up again.
Hello, everybody, and we're back with Ant McGinley.
Hello.
How are you, mate?
I'm very well. I thought, seeing as this is like our second date, because it's my second time being on there, I'd dress like I would on a second date.
Nice.
I thought, might get lucky.
What's it say on the t-shirt? Pub champ?
Pub chat, yeah. So this is from the podcast, the new show, and we're going to be in Edinburgh at the same time, which is exciting.
Are you really?
So we're there from our show's the 2nd to the 9th.
Nice.
And you're doing 2nd to the 12th, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that I'm a big fan.
For the listener, Anti's wearing a red blazer, but it's sort of like
Paisley
red blazer. Yeah.
But it's also like
I
shiny.
like the professionalism there.
Yeah.
Just pick it up. And it's got a nice little dinner jacket black. It's kind of halfway between a dinner jacket and a smoking jacket.
I was going to say, I feel like you would be smoking a cigar and saying, it's going to cost you a lot.
I'll make your frame
It's like Hugh Hefner almost. Hugh Hefner-esque, I think.
Yeah.
Where did you pick that garment up?
Would you believe it or not? But this was an actual Christmas present for my mother.
Wow. Nice.
Which goes very nicely.
Was it hers?
It goes very nicely with previous. Honest to God, years ago, my mum bought me a pair of like faux fur tiger print boxer shorts, which had a little box in, which when you pressed it went. Arr.
That was from your mum, that?
That's from my mum.
Yeah. You're close.
A very special.
That's funny.
Mother's Day is a very private affair.
Yeah. That is superb. I once got a pair of silk boxers bought for me for Christmas.
Of your mum?
No, off Sam.
Was it?
Yeah.
How do silk boxers feel? Do they feel nice?
Yeah, when I was a kid, do you know like the label in the back of your boxers?
Yeah, I hated
I used
that.
to fucking rip it out and just rub it, right?
Yeah.
And my mum told me when I was...
Oh.
Yeah, no, I did. I would...
Yeah.
I used to say silky all the time. I'm like, silky.
Nylon.
Me mum, when she was in British Home Stores, saw me pull down a mannequin. And I was probably about maybe 5 or something like that. But I'd like sit underneath the petticoat of the legs and just like rub my face against it. So
You are a freak.
Yeah, I do like silk.
I mean, I've had a thing for mannequins ever since that film, but.
Oh, what a great film!
Yeah, it's a great movie.
What,
but,
shoving his head between a mannequin's
No,
legs?
I've never seen.
That's
I think that was the director's cut version that you were in.
Yeah. That was my self tape. They were like, it's not that type of film, pal.
yeah, why you erect?
Yeah. You're 5.
Yeah. I've been wearing
Whoa!
I've been wearing bamboo boxes recently.
Bamboo?
Have you tried them before?
I have, you know.
Yeah, they're like a slightly different shape where you don't get any chafing or anything when
Really?
you're walking. Yeah.
Does Melissa dress as a panda?
Get here, baby.
Yeah. 2 black eyes.
It's all she eats.
I'm endangered. Come and protect me.
Yeah, but don't
like rock hard bamboo.
But the thing is though,
Yeah, I get you,
pandas famously don't ever mate, so maybe that's the wrong
Yeah.
place to be going
I
down.
don't want to say out, but there's a...
But we're
I just-
sponsoring him and we're trying to get him to do it.
Just next boxers. I must have like 20 pairs of next boxers. I just like the fit.
Honestly, I'll get you a pair of bamboo ones. It'll
You
change
know-
your life.
Thank you.
On the
Working out especially.
At what stage would you throw on the pants out? This is a question to the room.
Oh, I've got a pair that'll have my lucky pair.
But what, can I
doesn't
just
answer-
clarify what you define as luck?
Oh, like I always, if I've got a gig I'm like really nervous about, I'll wear my lucky boxers. But essentially, I'm just doing the gig commando because they're that far gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're essentially chaps.
So like,
At this point,
yeah.
like,
They have to be on the last legs
Yeah.
completely in order for me to throw
I think
them.
it correlates to how much money you spent on them, because I like to maximise my cost per wear.
I get that.
Yeah. So like if you've bought an expensive bet, and you can
Pound
easily
ago.
spend like 20, 30 quid if you're going really if you really want to push the boat out.
20 quid a pair of boxers. If I had 20 quid a pair of boxers, I expected to charge my phone.
I'd want a multi-pack.
Yeah.
But no, you can spend that much.
Of course,
But
yeah.
obviously, Not when I buy them, because that's what they were. Now this.
Yeah.
That's the- and so, but even then, I would expect to wear and you've got to factor in washing as well. So maybe 5 years.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair. Yeah.
It's, the thing is, it's when the elastic goes. That's when it goes. When the waistband goes.
Go on, Harry. I bet you every couple of weeks.
Just burn them.
Just one pair of.
Yeah.
He's just rubbing them. He burns them out.
I would say if your boxers have got like holes in the gusset,
Balls area.
You what?
The balls area.
Yeah. They've got to go.
I think everyone would agree there.
I don't know.
There's someone who doesn't agree. He's just like, I like him sitting in the little
I'm
gap.
telling you, right? Obviously, Sam the man used to live with him, and looked like the fucking Som. Right? there was gaps in him, and he was like, so I was like, well, I haven't got to wear them, but equally, if we at the time doing a joint wash and I'm hanging him up, and I can see the wall through them, I'm like, get rid of them.
But maybe he's onto something there. Maybe there is this thing where especially as you get older and your balls get lower and swing lower, actually having more ventilation around
Yeah.
the area can have a...
My mum threw mine out once. I was furious at her. She's like, they're too far gone. I was like, I'll decide when they're too far gone, Sharon.
How many days in a row would you wear boxers? How many days in a row would be your limit?
Oh, it depends on what point in my life, Lewis.
Well, the limit. I've been to festivals. I've done 2-3 days.
That's grim, that, mate.
But if your package go right, I was in Greece a couple of weeks ago.
What, the show?
And it's dead hot, right? So I figured I'm there for 4 days. I thought I'll take 5 pairs of pants.
I'd take 7 or 8.
7 or 8?
Yeah, because you think you go swimming.
I weren't swimming.
I'd take less because I was going swimming.
You take less. I don't like the line in me in shorts. What about you? How many boxes?
I tend to get a bit of a rash.
Yeah.
Did you wear boxers when you're in the pool?
I wear boxers underneath my swim shorts.
Stop
mate.
it. Why?
Did you wear boxer swimming trunks in the shower at school as well? Was it that kind of thing?
Not if I've got swim shorts on. Do you know that mesh?
His teacher didn't like him in boxers.
Speedos.
Coleman, get them off. And mine.
Yeah, just the mesh.
Of these swim shorts?
Yeah, because of the mesh. I don't like the mesh.
The mesh,
weird,
the mesh
Lewis.
can give you. You must have sensitive skin.
Yeah,
like that.
I just.
That's
Do you know
what
what it
mesh
looks
is there
like?
for.
Do you know when
told
you get a net on a goldfish when you're trying to clean a tank? Like, Lewis's little cock just... I don't like the mesh.
I don't like the mesh. I don't like the mess or the mesh.
Do you think it's amazing that even now when we've got AI and all these computers and everything, and still we can never calculate the exact amount of underwear to bring anywhere whenever you're going?
Oh, yeah.
I think I always have too many or too. I never go away somewhere and come back and go, you know what? I got that dead
in a
on.
day, if underpants come off, a new pair goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they come off,
Yeah, it's like socks.
No, but you know.
Come on.
If they've come off because I'm at somebody else's house, then I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not leaving them.
I'm not going to take a new pair.
Yeah.
Then.
Sorry, they're off now, guys.
It's the rule.
I say to him, I go, babe, it's your problem.
Don't tell
Give me a
me,
pair of yours.
back when you were on the prowl, back in the old days,
Right.
you would have taken a fresh pair of boxers with you.
Yeah.
And left the
Sellotape to
no,
the
you
inside of my
wouldn't.
leg.
Emergency pair.
Yeah, exactly.
No, just wear 2 at once. You take off the top layer, and then you can put them back on afterwards.
You're one step away from being a novelty act on Britain's Got Talent.
Yeah.
What that is.
I still can't believe you wear underwear under your swim shorts.
Yes,
Well,
yeah,
man,
but most of the time, yeah.
You do that.
The point being was we were praising your jacket and we've got onto underpants.
Hey, well, I think more people can relate to underpants than to fancy dinner jackets.
Yeah.
So
Is it just to touch back on Edinburgh? So is that the show? This show's different to Wrestling with the Champ, which you took last year.
Well, so Wrestling with the Champ is the podcast, and every year we've gone to Edinburgh. Well, every year we do a new live show. This is part of our Pub Tour 24 show.
Right.
So the first 2 years were kind of like the podcasting that's a scripted narrative. It was more like a big stage production. This year is trying to do something different, and also I'm not very good at remembering lines and marks. So this is more of an improv type game show.
Right.
So this is the champ versus a
AllMadeUp.
comedian. In a studio like this, where we create a story, it's gonna fly. I tell you.
That's great though.
exciting.
And who is Damien? I've never met Damien, but
that is a question many people ask.
Yeah.
I'm sure he asks himself as well.
Yeah.
Late at night when he's looking in the mirror. So Damien is Damien St. John, who plays himself on the podcast and in the show, but an alternative version of himself, not in a kind of serial killer way.
Yeah.
Just in a less successful way, although he is a failed radio DJ. You won't mind me saying. So Damien is a guy I've worked with for about 10 years now. So we both worked on a radio station in Southampton.
Right.
And had a couple of different projects. The first thing we ever did was he was doing a radio promotion for Halloween called Bring Your Zombie to Work Day. So I was his zombie. I was Dale the zombie. And we just had this idea that zombies were real people and still alive, but they were just, prejudiced against because of their appearance and the noises that they made.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So
Like the end of Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, but more intellectual.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
and so you just bring me into work and
Dressed as a zombie.
just as I went full I went full zombie makeup. I had little prosthetics on, everything like that.
Where do you work? We didn't work at like a lawyer's or
No, this was at his radio station.
Oh, I thought you meant it's like HR firm or something.
Do you know what would be funny? If it was hospital radio.
Yeah.
It's like,
Bloody hell!
what's happened to you? It's like, got sepsis.
Yeah. Don't take that vaccine.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Dame, and you've worked with him ever since then?
Yeah, so that's what we started working on. We worked on a couple of different projects. And then about 5 years ago, he got married. And for his stag do, we went down to Bognor Regis. And because he loves wrestling, we did this wrestling-themed stag do. So we dressed him up as the Ultimate Warrior all weekend. And we booked front row seats for this little seaside wrestling promotion. Church hall, like 20, 30 people in the room, whatever. And we phoned them up and said, we're coming down. We've got this. We want to do this for his stag do. And he was like, oh, we haven't got one on that weekend. And they're like, how many did you say are coming? I said, well, there's 20 of us. I was like, well, put one on, right? So they put on a whole promotion for us. And then they're like, yeah, what are you doing in the afternoon? And we said, well, I don't know, we've got paintballing or maybe laser quest or something. He says, got a better idea. So that afternoon, they invited us down. They'd already set up the ring. And then while they were setting up the rest of the room, the two guys that run the promotion trained us all in being a wrestler.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
We did like a 3-4 hour session. So we did all the rope bumps, the slams, the drops. And then at the end, we did a little video with Damien in the middle. And one by one, we all came in like almost like
Twatted
a Royal
him.
Rumble. And then
He's tapping.
I got really into it. I glittered up my beard. I even gave myself a glitter mohawk. And then ripped my shirt off. And he sort of picked me up and threw me on the floor. And it looked great. But afterwards, I was like, I could do this as a job. Yeah. I could do this. This is so much fun. It's like panto. And then I really remember saying that line. And you know that the way people say words of power and be careful what you wish for. A couple of years later, just this year, I did my first solo stand-up gig in character in Liverpool at the Royal Courts. And I was just like, this is mad how this has become. And
it's evolved.
Yeah.
And it's quality.
Mad.
But you know what? We've still not had a wrestling story yet, I don't think.
No.
Which might be a seed for later on. When we create the all-made-up story.
I put you through that table. Enjoy.
I reckon we get into it.
Yeah.
Do you reckon we get into it? I think we get into it.
Let's get into it.
So this is going to be All Made Up with Ant McGinley.
Part 2.
It's all made up, baby.
And we're straight back in, Ant. Right. So, Ant, welcome once again to the Writer's Room. You're familiar with it already, but we'll just go through the rules again for the new listeners and viewers. Yeah. So, in front of you are 3 pots. A green pot, a yellow pot, and a red pot. The green pot is going to be our starting sentence.
So, just again, for anybody watching who, like me, is colourblind or colour deficient.
All right, yeah.
So, which is which?
On your left is the greens.
Yeah.
In the middle is the reds.
Yeah.
And on your right is the yellows.
Okay, can we go do left, right, middle? Because I'm not left, right, middle.
Okay,
blind.
so for the pots on the left, which are green, that's our starting sentence.
Yeah.
For the pot in the middle, which is red, that's our ending sentence. And for the pot on your right, that is yellow, which is a little curveball, swerve ball to send the story in a different direction. However, before we go into them pots, we're going to build a character, lads.
Yeah.
We're going to build a character. So what would you like your character's name for today to be, Ant?
So I like to cook. It's the place where I unwind and find myself very calm and happy. And the other day I was making a few dishes, just experimenting. And I've got a nice little spice rack. And as I'm cooking, I noticed that there are certain spices and herbs that people have as names. So there's rosemary. Most people know rosemary. And then my godson is called bay. And so you have bay leaves.
Bay leaves,
I was thinking, this is great. But I thought, there's got to be some herbs that people have never been named after. And I thought, wouldn't it be nice to take a herb or a...
Garlic granules.
The ref in UFC is called Herb Dean, which is quite a cool name.
And I know a singer, when I used to work on the cruise ships, called Chili Gold, and that's her real name.
Chili Gold.
Chili
nice,
Gold.
that is a sick name.
Somewhere, aren't there, as well?
Cajun. Yeah, so go on, is there a particular spice that you're settling on for today?
Well, so it could be spice or herbs.
Right,
so
okay.
I could there's thyme, which is interesting, could have all sorts of implications. You could have marjoram, which is a bit like Marjorie, so maybe we'll move on from that. Yeah. Basil, you've already got basil faulty, so let's leave that. Mint. Now, I like mint for several reasons, not just because of it as a herb and it's used in mojito, but also, especially for those of you of a northern persuasion, it means very good.
Yeah, it's mint.
Yeah.
Okay, so are we settling on mint then?
Or tikka time.
Tikka thyme, yeah, okay. 5 spice.
Razel Hanoots.
Yeah. Coriander.
Yeah.
Coriander.
Coriander, yeah. Go on, what are you thinking? What are you thinking, Ant? Let's
Why
get
don't we pick 2, actually? Because and then maybe this could tell you a story about their character and where it's come from. So
Mint Spice is a cool name.
Oh, there we go. Let's do that then.
Yeah. What's the name? Mint Spice.
You know, with that, you could be you could be a
really
pop star. You could be a pop star, or you could be like a secret agent. I think.
Yeah.
Well, interestingly, I want to try something a little bit different this week. I want to nail what the genre is before we move down the story. So, what genre would like it to be this week?
So, I mean, I don't know how difficult it would be to make it up. Maybe it's too difficult. But I always loved those stories of like the underdog lawyer taking on the big corporate firm.
David and Goliath.
David and Goliath.
Yeah.
Thing. But also like simply that an underdog story. Let's go with that because it could be a sports team as well.
An underdog story, right.
Story.
So we've got Mint Spice at the moment, and it's going to be an underdog story. Where is Mint Spice from?
Where is Mint Spice from? Well, it's quite an exotic name, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
Wigan.
I was going to say Burnley.
Obviously, you said Spice Rack, and I was like Iraq in my head.
Oh, right, okay.
Well, no, we could legitimately do that because I was at an Iraqi-Irish wedding at the weekend.
That's a
right.
blend.
So no, honestly, they had. So it's my cousin's wedding and
Iraqi-Irish wedding.
Iraqi-Irish. Wow. So my dad's sister, so my auntie, who looks just like me without a beard, but hopefully she's not watching this. So she married an Iraqi professor like 30, 40 years ago. Had a couple of kids, and Sarah was the last girl to get married. That was at the weekend. But to recognise and represent the Irish heritage, it was a big Muslim wedding, but they had a world champion Irish dancer come on and do a whole routine.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Were they called Mint Spice?
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Well, maybe this could be a career for them.
Maybe Mint Spice is an Irish dancer.
Right, okay.
Yeah, is Mint Spice male or female?
For the listener, Andy's given us all the eyes as he tries to figure out, are they a he, she, or a they?
Maybe they could be all three, just indecisive.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I'll stick to what I know. Let's go with he.
Right, okay, so Mint Spice is a he.
Yeah.
And so are we saying in terms of location then, they're an Irish dancer, but where are they from? Are we settling on Burnley or Wigan, or is it somewhere different?
Where they're living.
Where are they living?
Where's it set?
Let's go Southampton.
Southampton. You're from Southampton.
No, I'm not. Yeah. I lived in Southampton.
You lived in Southampton.
So
Okay,
right, okay, so Southampton. Go on, Harry.
And how old are they?
With it being an underdog story, you would think that maybe they're either right at the start or like quite old.
Yeah, like past it.
Yes.
So let's say my age then.
Right. Okay.
You're not past it, am
48.
So that's not past
You're 48?
I'm 48.
You don't look 48, but you're not. 48's not past it.
So 48, okay.
Right, okay.
This is all very like, self-referential.
yeah, I like it. Right, so we've got 48-year-old, and then last couple of things. So who is he living with? Does he live by himself, or does he live with a partner?
I want to say he's living with guilt.
Oh.
Right, okay.
Right,
living with guilt.
Is that a
and that's
bloke?
holding him back.
That's what he calls his wife.
He opens the second empty bedroom and goes, "Morning, guilt."
My name's Gil.
Yeah. Is that lad still talking to that empty room? Yeah.
It's got rude guilt.
So is it just an emotional guilt, or is it an actual person called Guilt who is guilt personified?
Maybe guilt is an actual person, but personifies the guilt that and that's why he's taking him in because he's trying to make amends.
Well, maybe he lives with like his wife, and they've want the people that have not been living together, but maybe he's living with guilt because maybe he did something wrong a few years ago. He's living with guilt. Potentially, I'm just going off that underdog story sort of element. So is it like, do you want it to be his wife, or is it just because you said is he sort of invited guilt in to live with him? So is it like a flat, a house? Is it?
Maybe he's invited the guilt in because he's not pursued what he really wants.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think he's living in a static caravan.
Right. Okay.
He's living in a static caravan, and it's not big enough for him, but he's got this guy Guilt, who's named after that famous Dutch footballer. Struggled to spell. He's living with Guilt because Guilt turned up, and he took him in because he felt guilty, and now he can't get rid of him.
Right. Okay.
So
okay.
guilt is a person.
Guilt is a person.
Right, and he's behind on his ground rent.
Yeah, managed Barcelona.
And the last thing is his job. So does he have a job, or is like the Irish dancing the thing that he sort of loved and lost, and he's working a different type of job now? Or
So I think Irish dancing was the thing for him as a child, and actually that brought him a level of fame,
right?
That transcended Irish dancing, and it actually got him down to an audition for a boy band.
Right. Okay.
Because of his dancing, but he was too self-conscious and too shy about his voice, and so he couldn't sing, and so he failed the auditions.
Right.
So
Right.
And he sort of turned his back on Irish dancing after that because it was
just everything that sort of gave him.
Yeah, he blamed it. He blamed Irish dancing for.
And what did he do instead of the Irish dancing then? What did he do as a job? Or
What he did, he became a geography teacher.
right, okay,
geography
teacher. Right, that is.
What's your geography teacher called? Mint. What was it? Mint?
Yeah,
Mint.
Mr. Spice.
Yeah.
Okay then, right. So I think we've got a lot of good stuff there.
Some of the kids call him Old Spice.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he always gets for Christmas.
Yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
Scallies are like,
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
There's always Mancunians.
Okay, so last thing. So we're saying, in terms of this being an underdog story, what is his desire then? Is it to get back on top? Is it to sort of perform in a particular show? Is it to sort of gain the confidence to perform at the school talent show? What is it?
To make a difference, to give his life meaning, because he feels like he bottled it. He feels he's a bottler, and he feels he's a coward, and he never lived up to his potential, and he is the hardest person on himself.
Yeah.
Okay, but we don't know yet what is going to give his life meaning as it stands. We just know that that's what he wants.
I think it's going to be a story where he thinks it's something,
Right.
but what actually happens is on the way he realizes he had it all along.
Okay, right. I'm
Yeah.
liking that.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
liking that as a start.
Yeah.
So let's jump into these. Let's jump into these cards then. So if you pick up one on your left, which is a green one, if there is a blank, say the name Mint Spice into the mic.
As they attempted to parallel park, Mint Spice crashed into something very expensive.
Right. Okay.
That's our opening line.
Yeah, that's our opening line. So as Mint Spice attempted to parallel park, he crashed into something very expensive. Before we jump into that, we're going to find out ending ants, or the middle one there, which is one of the red ones.
They were finally mortgage free.
They were finally mortgage free. Right. Okay.
You know, static caravans cost a lot more than you'd think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you mortgage them though?
So yeah, afterwards.
Right. Okay. So parallel park crashed into something very expensive. Obviously, you would assume a car, but is there anything else?
A dog.
A dog, right? An expensive dog.
Yeah, could be someone, one of those pure breed. What do they call them? Like craft winners.
okay, but has he crashed into it on the way to the caravan, or is he on his way to a dance? Like, what's he on the way to? I think.
But I think as importantly as that, what is he parallel parking? What is the vehicle that he's parallel parking?
Yeah.
What's he driving? What's he riding?
He's a Kia driver.
Kia.
Yeah.
Right.
7-year
Okay.
warranty.
Yeah.
yeah. Stable. Geography teacher car.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
It's that's sensible. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he could show you on a map where Kia's come
Yeah.
from as well.
Maybe he's crashed into a dog. Is that what we're going with? A dog?
I think you do better than that.
It could happen outside the school. That's what I'm trying to establish. Like,
Does he crash into the head teacher's car, which is very expensive?
and she is a dog.
or maybe the bike of one of the children, and it's an expensive bike, and
Yeah.
the child makes his life hell as
Some
it
fella
is.
little kid comes out. So you've crashed into my bike.
Yeah.
Well, let's role play it. Right. Okay. So, Anne, you're going to play Mint Spice.
Right, yeah, there we go.
You're the geography teacher, Mint Spice.
Just the music's
You're
fading.
my schoolmate.
Okay, I was gonna. Oh, sorry, that's ridiculous.
Right. Okay. He's moved from Manchester to Southampton.
Yeah.
What's the accent like in Southampton? Is it like?
Rishi Sunak's from Southampton, isn't he?
We never had Sky.
Yeah. Go on, right.
Yeah.
So, Harry, so what we're going to do? We're going to play it right out. So, Anne, you're in the car. You're in the Kia. You're listening to some music.
Yeah.
And you crash into this expensive bicycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So reversing, check my mirrors, check my mirrors. Something's beeping. What's that? I can hear the- Oh fuck!
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Oh,
Sir! Looking into your camera on your car reversing. You crashed into my bike.
fuck! for all the kids.
So his grandma got him that. She's dead.
Yes.
My father's going to go fucking mental.
I mean, to be fair, your father is mental anyway. So,
Sir, we're still on school grounds. That's not professional. You crashed into my bike.
He just swore.
Yeah. You swore.
Excuse me, his dad's got a serious health condition.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Yes.
You're paying for this?
No, of course I will. I mean, but it must be like what, 20, 30 pounds?
20, 30 pounds?
Yeah, it's like
What's going on here, headmaster? What's going on here?
Sir, when did you go blind?
Who do you think you talk to? You're on detention. What's going on?
Excuse me, sir. I need to bring something to your attention.
Yes, unfortunately, headmaster, I was reversing and I just didn't see, and the young boy's bicycle was behind, and it's now under the wheels of my car.
Well,
that's
not good enough, Mint Spice. Tiffany.
I'm Tiffany. I'm a girl. All right, okay. Girls can ride bikes. Girls can.
Controversial.
Yeah.
It is an underdog story.
Yeah.
How much is the bike?
It was a birthday present of £1,100.
You heard this, Mint Spice. It was a birthday present.
Bikes don't cost £1,100.
This one does. It's a City Tourer.
It's carbon fibre, sir.
They're all made in China. They're all...
Spice, you are not acting with respect or integrity in this situation, things that we pride this school on. What is the solution?
The solution is this man pays for my bicycle. Otherwise, my mental daddy, or as he said, my fucking mental daddy, he swore, headmaster. He swore.
He is fucking mental,
I
Mr.
swore.
Spice.
And if I swore, and I'm in at playtime, so's this coward.
Right, that's it, Spice.
You're in detention.
That's 2 weeks off work unpaid. I can't have you speaking to students like this, okay?
Fuck.
2 more weeks.
2 more. 4 weeks,
You're
sir.
fired. Get off school grounds immediately.
Yeah. Get him a new bike. Get Tiffany a new bike, sir.
Yeah, and then I think as you're
That's
like...
my girlfriend.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. That is wild.
I like a deep voice.
Yeah. I think you should get in your car, sir.
Yeah, get in your Kia and leave.
Get in my car, and as he goes to drive the car, the bike's still under the wheel. And by driving out, he crushes it more and more, and it's like a little tip, and then drives off.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
With the bike still stuck under the mudguard.
My boyfriend goes to kiss me, and I just block his face. Yeah.
So, obviously...
Tiffany.
Tongue through the middle of the finger.
Just let one on me, Tiffany.
Yeah.
So, we progress the story. He's lost his job.
Sorry. Just quickly. Have you ever seen This Is England?
Yeah.
Do you know when he goes... he calls her a fat dog, and he goes, "How dare you?
Yeah.
I will
I will protect you.
Yeah. He moves. Ginge.
Give us some of your chips, Sean. Yeah, give us some of your ginger chips, Sean. Anyway, back to the story.
Yep.
We go through. He has lost his job as a geography teacher.
Yes.
He goes back to the static caravan.
Yep.
Guilt's there.
Yep.
And what is going through Mint Spice's mind now? Obviously, living in a caravan, maybe money is a concern. What is he thinking?
Part of him is thinking his life is over, but also part of him is thinking he's free because he hates being a geography teacher. Right?
Blessing in disguise.
He never really enjoyed it, and he wasn't very good at maths either.
Yeah.
So, and also, did you know this? I only discovered the other day that lakes actually have rivers running into them.
Lakes.
Yeah.
Lakes do. And
Underneath.
I just thought they were big ponds.
Underneath.
Yeah, all over the place.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Here's one for you then. Just on that. So, obviously, he returns back to the caravan and Guilt's there.
Yeah.
Does Guilt make him feel shit about himself?
Guilt's having a fag on the decking.
So, like, you walk home to the... you drive home to the caravan, you're going in, Guilt's there with a cigarette in his mouth. What? Yeah, you're playing Guilt, Harry. What you saying to him?
I get out, Guilt's like, did you get me a bike? Because I'm still dragging the other one behind on the car.
Yeah. Why aren't you back early?
Yeah, well, looks like you're going to have to get a job now, mate, because
I
I've
don't get
lost
a job,
mine.
me, mate. I'm Guilt here for life. Why is there a bike under your car?
Mate, you know I love you. You know, like I've done you right.
Living a guilt-free, mate.
Yeah, but like, you know,
You sound like Carl Porter there.
At least tell me you did the dishes and took the rubbish out.
Me, dishes, guilt. Nah.
Start insulting him.
Insulted him. I am with just passive aggressive guilt.
And I think there's
You can't shit.
Mate, look, I've lost my temper once already today, and it did not go well.
Yeah.
I ran over a bike.
Did you, yeah, like you hate geography. Did you erupt? Volcano.
Gil, who's there?
Who's that?
This.
It's me, his girlfriend, Leslie.
No, anxiety.
Anxiety. Yeah, I've got it.
Yeah.
So I can't work before you ask.
What?
He said she can't work
Before you ask. So
Yeah.
I can't get a job.
All we're
Right.
saying is that your little caravan is getting a little bit crowded, and we think maybe you should get your own caravan.
Yeah, we want the double.
We want to
We're
double.
working two singles
Yeah.
across from each other.
Honestly, mate, you are drowning in guilt.
So am I.
Yeah, you're covered in it.
Ant actually looks like a mint spice teacher who's lost everything that I just said.
Is that Paisley?
I'm just going to go back. I'm just going to go back. I'm going to get into the car, and I'm just going to drive. I'll see you losers later.
Right, I like that. Right, so he's left his job, he's left his house, he's on the road.
And in every act out, Ben's been my girlfriend.
That's what I do.
Girlfriend, boyfriend.
So go on. Where are we thinking he's driving to, or is he just on the road at this point?
He's just
With his
driving,
thoughts.
and he's just with his thoughts, and he's just trying to go. And he has a flashback.
Right.
He has a flashback to like what he could have been in his dreams and where he was, where it all went wrong.
I like the idea of the bike still being under his car as he's driving away,
Yeah.
and the bell of the bike keeps pinging.
Yeah.
You know, like in Irish dancing, is the bells or not? Is there like, or is it?
There's bells.
I've got an image in my head here.
Rings their fingers and bells on their toes.
Yeah.
Southampton's on the south coast,
Yeah.
right?
Wow.
My dad used to live around Bournemouth area, right? So I reckon he's driven to the New Forest.
Oh, nice.
Okay, right. And in my head, it's he's driving. It's dusk, and he gets to the New Forest, and it's like a summer's evening. But you know, he's got the headlights on his car. Irish music's playing as he's trying to reminisce, and he's Irish dancing on the roof of his car, right? In just wilderness around him, lights just shining into the mist.
It's like in
right?
Footloose
And
when he goes to dance at that factory.
He's like trying to bring himself back to what lives, you know, what guilt has pushed down in him.
Yeah.
He's starting to come up, and he's got that like Celtic rhythm as you hear his feet on the bonnet of his car or the hood of his car.
Yeah, but it starts off slow.
Yeah.
It starts off slow. Go on.
I'm not sure the Kia warranty is going to cover this, but
Well,
Yeah.
you know,
But I think maybe that's the sort of grip. Like he's sort of leaving that
surface.
life.
yeah. Well, it's like, if anything, if the Kia represents safety, him damaging the Kia is him.
Peeling a layer off.
Yeah.
Well, maybe on the way to the New Forest, he gets a call and it's Kia going, "Listen, you're out of warranty here now,
yeah.
and you've got a truck. You can." And he's like, "I can't afford to extend it." And then he's just like, "Fuck it, everything's
I might
gone."
not have another 7 years.
Yeah, everything's gone. The warranty's gone. The flat, the job.
Right. Okay. So at the moment, where it stands is he's in the middle of a forest,
yeah.
dancing atop of his Kia
Yeah.
Yeah,
to Celtic music,
Yeah.
playing through the radio.
yeah.
And I know what happens next.
Well, hold that thought because we're going to get a little curveball in there as well.
Well, I did know what happens next.
Now, I'm going to give you the option. You can either tell us what your idea was before the curveball, or you tell us after the curveball.
So, my idea, I'm just going to put this out there,
Yeah.
is to do with something that the New Forest is very famous for. Well, it's famous for two things. One, you can camp anywhere for free.
Yeah.
And secondly, wild horses.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wild horses.
Easy.
And what is that? What is the prompt?
They found a set of footprints.
That's poetic.
He teaches horses to dance.
Right. Oh, okay. Well,
Dancing with hoofs.
what I'm thinking is maybe I'll throw this up because it's not that much of an offer, but he's dancing atop his Kia, on top of his Kia, and the sound of him dancing on top attracts a horse.
Yes.
And obviously he gets on back of the horse and the horse takes him somewhere. What was you thinking, Ben?
Well, I was thinking it was more what you were saying. Obviously, what's it called when they do horse dancing in the Olympics? What's it called?
Dressage.
Dressage.
Being really drunk.
Yeah,
Dressage.
Dressage, and obviously wild horses wouldn't have a it's dressage. It's still dressage.
Dressage, yeah.
Yeah, you can't take anything with it.
Yeah, just accept I am right.
Louis got it first. It's all right.
Eventing is basically the same thing they do with dogs at Crufts, where they go around in little jumps like that.
Yeah.
But obviously, they wouldn't have had horseshoes on, would they? Been wild horses.
Yeah.
So similar to his Irish dancing shoes.
Right. Okay. Well, I reckon the horse gets attracted by the noise in the forest. He jumps on back of the horse. He has that moment of like the Kia, the horse, the Kia, the horse, and maybe through. Let's see where this takes me.
Yeah.
Grabs its mane.
The horse looks at him like, and just like.
And just for anybody thinking of going to the New Forest, you're not allowed to touch the horses at all.
Yeah.
Not if they touch you. You've got to be like, you should be doing this.
Not jump on them.
The horse is going like this. Come on, with his head, and Spice is going. I can't.
Yeah. But he spent and this is the moment in the film where it switches, because he spent most of his adult life following the rules and obeying. And where's it got him?
Yeah,
it's got him nowhere. He's doing a job he hates with kids that he hates.
Yeah.
He's living with people that he hates, and he's just lost it.
It's eroded away. His level of belief in himself.
I like the idea, the visual of is on top of his Kia. The horse is next to the Kia. And he walks on top of the horse and rides it like surfing.
Right.
He rides it standing.
Yeah, love that.
I just like that as a visual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
A guy
galloping off in directly in the middle of the beam of headlights.
Yeah.
I can just imagine all the stunt performers going, nope. Nope. I'm doing that.
CGI that. Got to.
We want you to walk onto a horse and it'll ride off.
But you're still standing.
Yeah. But you're actually Irish dancing at the same time.
Yeah. Wearing one of those jackets with elbow patches on like a geography teacher.
Yeah. Right, okay. So this horse whisks him away.
Yep.
Where do we think it's taking him to?
It's got to be a clearing somewhere.
Right.
It's got to be a clearing. It's got to be a full moon.
Right.
Yeah. So that he's come along to. And maybe there's a stone circle.
I've got an idea.
Do you want to throw it out?
Yeah, I've got an idea. I think there is a stone circle, and I think he gets to this like. Just picture this, right? Imagine this like natural stone stable, okay? That is where all the wild horses, sleep, right? Yeah. And he, like one of the horses, brings him in on horseback, right?
It's too high for me, it's not tough.
Yeah.
And there's a horse in there which was crucified a couple of days earlier.
Crucified?
You know, like
Jesus.
Like Jesus, and then he gets put in the stone tomb.
Wow, right, okay. Yeah, that's,
No, go on, keep going.
Yeah. Fucking hell, wait on that.
Go on. So you get to the stone tomb.
He gets there, right? And the horses don't talk, but there's a connection. There's like do you know, like when he just puts his hand on that bit of the red,
right?
And the horse is just like leaning into it, going, "Yes, please," right? And he's like, "I'm with you.
Polos?
You're with me." I think there is this like scene where there's this magical dancing with him and the horses, and he realizes that the horses and the dancing is the foundation for the show that he can create to ignite his dream of Irish dancing. And basically, he either brings the horses with him and tells people about the show, or he brings people to watch him. And it's like a bit the redemption of, does he go back to the school, obviously battered and bruised, and they're like, "I fired you, Spice." And he's like, "You might have fired me." Yeah. But
what if they have like a talent show at the school, and he turns up a little bit like at the end of Dirty Dancing?
Yeah.
When he comes back in and he goes,
nobody puts baby in the corner.
Yeah, that's the name of the horse, baby.
Yeah.
And he comes in with the horse and Irish dances with the horse, and the horse Irish dances as well.
Well, yeah, I think he's got this connection. I think he's got a connection with the horse, and I think he's like, the horse is like, "I want to help you," and he's like, "I can teach you how to dance."
Is it one horse, or is it like a gang of horses?
I think there's a gang.
Yeah,
I think it's, we see a gang of horses, but we see him working and building this special relationship montage of him dancing with the one horse and them teaching each other different things. But then you see the other horses walking back going, "What's this idiot doing?" You know, looking at that. But then what happens at the end, they all come to watch, and then at the grand finale, they all come on like if you've ever seen Riverdance, whenever all the dancers come on from the side.
I was thinking, have you ever seen The Longest Yard?
Yeah.
And like the idea of the other horses being like, have you seen that horse dancing? What a loser.
Yeah.
But then they see how well like this relationship's building, and they're like, one of the white horses starts dancing with them, and then they're like, oh, we've got to attract the other race of horses as well. Do you know what I mean? Like in Longest Yard. And it's
So in a sense, there's a parallel, because that horse is just like him. He sees this horse and he thinks this horse is magical and incredible. But all the other horses see that horse as a loser.
Yeah.
He's not special, right? But that horse sees him as special and magical when everybody else in his life sees him as a loser. Oh, this is beautiful.
Yeah, well, he's the only horse that wanted to get ridden. Really? Compared to all the rest.
what was that?
You can't ride the wild horses, but he wanted to get ridden.
Yeah, I get what you mean now. Right,
That was so weird. That was so clear. You're definitely all the problem there. Like, that was so clear.
Right, okay. So essentially we've got two groups here. We've got the sort of school group putting on the talent show.
Yep.
We've got the horses who are sort of like dissing the other horse because it's dancing and it's been ridden when wild horses shouldn't be ridden. So we've got this sort of magical bond between horse and man.
And also, I think we should have Tiffany comes back. Tiffany's in the talent show.
Doing bike tricks.
And
BMXing.
And she's on to win it until Mint Spice turns up with the horse.
Right, okay. So we'll keep that in the back pocket that Tiffany's doing the talent show. So now
He's also entering a children's talent show.
yeah.
On premises that he's been banned from.
It's the 80s. This is how we're getting around.
You're a wild animal.
Yeah. Okay, so let's say that they've got this.
And the talent show is exactly a month after he got suspended. Oh, no, he's been fired now, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got fired, but maybe somehow there's an advert.
He gets around it by getting like a janitor job back at the school, so he's still employed by the school.
Right.
So he gets around it.
Right. Okay. So what I'm thinking is we get another curveball at this point, because it's like, I think that'll take us on our next part of the journey. So another one on the right there. Yeah.
A stranger bit them.
A stranger bit them. Now, who is the stranger?
Well, that's in like films like that, it's always gone really well, and then there's a point where something goes wrong. Like in Dirty Dancing, she's like,
yes,
no, I don't. So maybe.
So this is like So this hasn't happened yet, but we've got this is the conversation. All the things we just talked about is the plan, the thing that we're going to do, and we're like, this is going to work. This is going to work. It's going to be brilliant. But then it goes wrong straight away.
Right. Okay. So obviously he's driven from Southampton to the New Forest.
Yeah.
So obviously he has to ride back on the horse.
Yeah.
I like the idea of him being like, riding back, and he's like,
fella biting the horse.
I'm starving me. And he's like, I need a meal deal or something. And he parks the horse up outside, just sort of like attaches it to outside Tesco.
And Tiffany's there.
No, not Tiffany. Tiffany could be there. But I was just thinking maybe the horse gets bitten. You know what I mean? Off an animal, like a dog, and it injures it. It injures its foot.
Yeah, some French fella.
So it can't dance.
Some French fella. just come from Dover. They eat horses, don't they, in France?
Oh, right. Yeah. I was wondering. I was like,
it's like, oh la la.
I think they cook them first, to be fair.
Just starts eating it knife and fork.
What's it called when you have raw meat? What's it called?
I mean, is it too much to throw in a little zombie to this? Because that's the first place my mind went to.
French zombie that's just arrived in Dover.
Right, so a zombie. So we've got to. So how does the zombie arrive?
So maybe this is one of those really clever films that crosses over with another film, and just shares this one scene. And so as they're riding through, the horse gets bit, but then the horse is going to turn into a zombie, isn't it? That's going to complicate it.
I think the horse gets bit by another animal.
A mosquito.
Yeah. I think it gets injured by another animal en route. Like if it was parked outside of Tesco, it gets bitten by a dog, doesn't it?
It says a stranger bit them, so that it maybe bites both of them. So bites Mint and the horse called Baby.
Yeah.
Could be a snake.
Yeah, there's grass snakes down there, don't they?
Adders.
Just thinking it like a poison, and they've only got so long to get to the actual talent show. It's like the venom is going to kill them in 3 days.
A lot of venom to kill a horse.
It was on there for ages. Like,
yeah.
Well, is it a stranger bit?
This is a stranger bit, which suggests it's a person.
Right. Okay. So let's go with a person then.
Maybe the stranger could turn out to be the geography teacher he replaced, or somebody from his past, and maybe it's somebody else. So this stranger bites him. Somebody who's just obviously on hard times and really struggling. But then he recognises him as one of the boy band members. And so this was the thing. He spent his whole life wanting to be in this boy band, right? And then he suddenly realises that boy band life was not everything he thought. And it's got to the point now we're all destitute because the record label took all the money. They all fell on hard times, drink, drugs, all that kind of rock and roll stuff. And now this guy's living in Tesco car park, biting people for change.
Yeah. Biting people in the ass.
Biting people for change.
Biting people in the ass.
Biting people
do you want to know
for change.
something absolutely wild? I was in a Tesco car park doing a gig in Telford, and I got speaking to a guy before I went on stage. I think I've told this to you.
The gig was at Tesco.
He was mental, right? Like he was a wiry man. He would chat to you and like check his shoulder. No one's around him. Just be like, yeah, you know what I mean, don't you? You know what I mean? Wink at you all the time. And he went outside into the smoking area, and the guy from the takeaway next door came into this pub and went, that man has just taken a shit in the beer garden. And everyone was like, what? And he was like, he's just taken a shit. And then I look back out and I see him, I don't know, 30 metres away, screaming back through the door, the toilet was locked. What do you want me to do? The toilet was locked. And he's like, he's got to go. And he ejected his ass, stood up in front of a wall that was bright yellow, and there is this like comedy splat. And I was sat with him for half an hour having a full-on conversation. So maybe
before you got alerted.
Yeah.
Was it Banksy?
Yeah, Banksy. But maybe the stranger is that guy.
Right, okay. The thought I had was the boy band that he auditioned for was called something like Love Bite. And it was like, that was like their signature move.
Their signature tune.
Yeah.
That's the song came on.
Yeah.
A bite from a stranger. What was it called? They got a bite from a stranger.
A stranger bit them.
That was the name of the song, maybe.
Bit by a stranger or something. Was
Bit by a stranger. So they're in Tesco and that song...
It was their novelty Halloween song that was their most successful number.
But maybe someone recognised him. He's like, are you that guy who sang Bit by a Stranger? And that gives him that confidence again. Like,
I was thinking, on his way back, he's galloping back to Southampton to the school, and he's like, what's the song? What's the song that me and... What's the name of the horse?
Pegasus.
Baby.
Oh, Baby. What are me and Baby going to dance to when we get there? And he's in Tesco, and then... Bit by a Stranger comes on from his boy band days.
So he dresses the horse up like Dracula.
Right, okay.
Right. So it's a Halloween talent show.
I love how excited
I love that this
she's being Halloween talent show.
I love that this is the first point in the story when you've gone, hang on, this is too far.
Yeah.
Right.
Shout out show at Halloween. Are you mad?
Okay.
Okay. So he dresses Baby up as Dracula, and he's going to dance to Bitten by a Stranger.
Yep. Which Ben and Harry are going to recite for us now.
Bitten by a stranger on my face.
I think we'll be bitten by a stranger. Fine.
It needs a nice beat that you can Irish dance to.
Bitten by a stranger, always live in danger.
Little penny whistle comes in.
Jesus was in a manger. My father was a ranger. Death, and biting. I want that in some writing. My dancing is so rhythmic.
This
now
song is so shit. Yeah.
There you go, that's the lyrics. Right, so that's what he wants to dance to. We're galloping back to the school. It's Halloween. It's the night of the talent show.
Yep.
The gates are locked and the horse rears and buckles the gates open with its hoofs.
I mean, I thought it was going to be more cinematic if he jumps over them, but yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
And also, like...
It makes so much sense for the horse to jump over the fence. But he's gone with, runs up to the fence,
kicks it,
kicks it down.
You're only supposed to kick the bloody doors open.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I reckon he jumps over this fence like really dramatically, but there's like an opening at the side. It's gone through. You know, the middle here where you can just go around.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like,
jumps over the fence, turn round, and boots it in anyway, and then goes back to the school. Right, so it's galloping towards the school.
I think you should jump over the fence and land on Tiffany's new bike.
yeah. That's it, right? So he's riding up. There's like 15 minutes left of this talent show, and Tiffany's performing what she thinks is last
BMX tricks.
What is it that she's performing? BMX tricks?
And I think she's singing while doing BMXing.
Do you reckon? I reckon it's either bike tricks or her and the boyfriend are doing like some sort of like break dancing.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah,
I imagine it's like really bad, you know.
Yeah, it's contemporary dance.
Or maybe she does the robot on a BMX.
I think, or maybe she does 5 minutes of stand-up. Maybe she's trying stand-up. But I want you to do stand-up comedy as Tiffany at a Halloween-themed school talent show.
Yeah. With your boyfriend rooting you on from the swings.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So you just walked on stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our final act of this evening. Thank you very much for all coming along. Your contributions have been gratefully received. It's going to pay for the new fountain in the shape of an avocado to commemorate the school's name. Anyway, well, the bucket's going around for more donations, but it's time now for our last act. And let's be honest, we think this is going to win. From
Because Dad paid for it.
year 12, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the fabulously talented, dare I say beautiful, Tiffany.
Thanks, sir. Bit weird that you call me beautiful, but much appreciate. So I'm going to be doing some stand-up.
Tiffany, you're so funny.
Shut the fuck up.
Sorry.
Year 12. What's the deal with it? Yeah. Options, teachers, schools in general. I think... How hard it is to do stand-up in a school setting.
Go on, it's all made up. You can do whatever.
Yeah, parents' evening. My parents, they come in and they speak to the teachers. And my parents don't actually like the teachers. They don't like them at all. They think they're overpaid and underworked. And yeah, I don't think this is going very well. I
don't think we're doing this 5 minutes, Lewis.
You got to support her.
Oh, Tiffany, you're so funny. Do the bit about lunch. Do the bit. Go on, Tiffany.
Yeah.
You're so
Tell
funny.
a joke.
It doesn't have to be funny because this is Tiffany and she's probably going to be shit. So you just got to get through it.
Get through it. Gets gonged off at her own talent show.
4 minutes to
I
go.
had more money in your bank than the lunch lady.
Yeah.
Tell him. Do it. Tell him. Do it, Tiffany. Tell him. It's so funny.
My boyfriend tries to kiss me at times, and when he does, I
kiss him.
Yeah,
I
don't like it.
I do what, Tiffany?
On stage before his stand up.
This is stupid. I don't like it when he tries to kiss me. I've actually caught his tongue in my hand once.
I thought you liked that, Tiffany.
No.
So funny. Ha ha. Good joke.
Yeah. Thank you. If you want to follow me, you can online at Tiffany Does Stand Up.
This is the 80s as well.
Yeah.
Don't follow me home.
I forgot it's the 80s, yeah. God, that makes so much sense now. Thatcher.
Yeah. Love her, don't we?
I do. My dad knows her. She's actually really nice. There you go.
Talk about the coal mines closing, Tiffany.
Yeah.
Right, okay, that was Tiffany. Ladies and gentlemen.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. What? Apparently, we've got one more act. This is very unorthodox, but yes. Apparently, in the meantime, we got one more act. So, it's who? What?
Tiffany, is that your horse?
Oh my god, this is mental. Right, okay. So
mint spice. God no.
And then the doors, I'm guessing, open, or is it
the horse
and it
kicks them?
Organ music kicks in, like Phantom of the Opera style.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's a storm outside, so as the doors blow,
that was good.
as the doors blow open, the thunder, lightning, rain coming in, women and children screaming, and this wild animal gallops up to the stage from the back of the room. Yeah, with a deep, dark voice for a horse. And then everyone's terrified of this horse dressed as Dracula, stalking them through, and nobody knows what's going on. It's even weirder than this show is right now.
Yeah.
It's what is going on, and then the storm dies down, right, and a spotlight comes up on the stage, which everyone's looked away from, and the horse fades into the darkness, and everybody's attention turns to the stage and a silhouetted figure. And as the bod drum kicks in, which is the little Irish drum.
Yeah.
And he just stands in a pose like this.
Was that Usain Bolt?
And he was a very good Irish dancer.
Right, all I'm going to say is, so we've probably got like a few minutes to wrap this up, 5 minutes probably.
Right.
And we need to get to, they were finally mortgage free.
Well, maybe the winner of the talent show gets
The school talent show.
Yes.
Because of the type, because of how
time restraint.
posh. No, well, yeah, but it's like, it's such a well funded school that they do have that ability. Whoever wins this talent show does get the mortgage paid for.
Yeah, just get a house.
His mortgage on his caravan as well. Can't be much.
No.
You'd be surprised.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
This
He
was
knows a lot about
Thatcher's
caravan.
80s.
So maybe there's a moment where the head teacher goes, Spice, get off the stage. And then there's got to be a moment where he's like...
And then maybe...
Do you know, I think he's like that. And he goes, students, are we ready to spice it up? And then the music comes in and he's like... pivots off the horse and like Irish dances up the middle of the aisles.
He doesn't even use the horse.
And what
He just
happens-
uses the horse to get there. The just sits there and goes...
Go on, Ant.
the headmaster comes to try, because this is not good enough. The headmaster comes to try and get him off stage, but Tiffany's boyfriend is loving it, so knocks him out. He just chins him. Yeah.
He's like, don't ruin Tiffany's show,
Yeah.
bastard.
Right, okay.
Good one, Tiffany. Great one.
Head teacher Sparko, he's doing his dance, and to the song "Bitten by a Stranger," you know, people are like, "Oh my god, Mr. Spice."
People remember the song. People remember him.
Yeah.
It's just a weird thing. They were frightened by.
There was a talent scout in the audience.
Yeah, but everyone, but the talent
Walsh.
scout. The talent scout is looking at the reaction of the people, not so much the act. And everybody's like shocked at first, but they're getting into it. Everyone's scrapping. They all stand and cheer. And there should be, like in Dirty Dancing, what's the equivalent we could do of the run and the catch? Does he catch the horse?
Yeah. He lifts the horse above his head. The horse has been, you know, like...
I got it. He runs the horse. Horse kicks him in the air. Does a couple of flips and then lands back on the horse.
Right, okay, yeah.
And he's in agony. He's been kicked by a horse. He's like...
But it looks
dance
mint.
again.
Yeah, okay. And then does the talent scout notice this and give him... Like, is it one of them where it's like, this could work? Like, he's obviously got something.
Yeah.
I can make you a star.
Yeah.
Obviously makes a load of money. And then is able to buy his caravan,
No,
static
because
home.
he's already had the mortgage paid off by the prize. But the talent scout offers him all this, and he's like, you know what? I got offered this once before, and I've seen what he does to people. And he says, so I don't think. And then the talent scout tells him how much money he's going to give him, and he's like, all right, I'm in.
I thought he was going to say him and the horse start having a conversation. The horse is like, come on, it's a lot of money. Come on.
You know what? He has to touch the horse's nose.
It's a Britain's Got Talent producer, maybe. And then, like, post-credits, maybe we see him winning Britain's Got Talent. That's where it starts.
I think it goes in the West End.
I think it's one of them where it fades to black.
Again, another credit scene starts off. Britain's Got Talent.
No, I think it fades to black, and then it's one of them where it's like a black and white picture, and it goes, Mint Spice went on to do this, this, and this.
Yeah. And then then over the credits you see like Rolling Stone magazine with him and the horse on the front.
Yeah.
He's opening like the Saudi Pro League.
Yeah. And then headlining Glastonbury.
That's funny. That's fucking funny. Yeah. Cover of Horse and Hound.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah, and then the only person to headline Glastonbury and win the Olympics.
Yeah.
They
released an album called the Grand National Anthem.
Yeah.
I think that'd be quite nice.
Love that.
Yeah. I think that was a brilliant story.
That was
We
wild.
made it. Anthony, well done.
Just a little bit.
Two very different stories to the first one you made, which was
The boy with a wheel in
a
his head. that was
sci-fi
there.
VR headset and a wheel in his head. And this to a man that had, well, in some senses, had it all. You know, he had a caravan, he had a Kia, he had guilt, and...
You could say that Mint Spice pulled the pin on his grenade.
Yeah.
Hey.
6:15,
Edinburgh,
every day.
every day, underbelly.
But we're not going to plug this
Grenade.
podcast because that's not what we do here at the AllMadeUp podcast. We don't plug our own show. We just plug everybody else's.
But yeah, we have a little new section now, Ant. So what we do is we act as a few executives, TV executives, movie executives, and we would like you to pitch the movie, the film, the story we've just made.
Yeah.
To us, you have about a minute to sort of really sell why this movie should be made.
Yeah, it's like elevator pitch, isn't it?
60 seconds if you don't know.
Yeah.
Is there a timer, or do we just
60
go?
seconds.
About 60 seconds.
1.
Starting. Go.
I'm not going to rush you with this. I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm just going to tell you, if you want to go down in history, if you want to make one of those legendary films that not only picks up a clean sweep at the Oscars, but has people choosing it as the last film that they watch before they die, then you want to get on board with this, because this is a film that will change my life, it will change your life, it will change the life of every single person. Imagine this, a man down and out, like every man you want to take money off, like every woman out there, and comes back thanks to a horse and the power of Riverdance. Riverdance, horses, broke person, it's the fucking holy trinity of Hollywood. Where do you want to sign?
My granddad's Irish. I love that.
Yeah.
Is the horse white?
Why?
The horse is white during the Dracula scene because of the makeup. Yes.
We have a sponsorship with Kia. Is there any way in which we could have the Kia feature in this film? Is that something that would work for you, Ant?
I think Kia are going to love this, because there is a lot of already inserted in the script emphasis on the 7-year warranty. But this is a film that will outlast the warranty.
Okay, so we need to talk about the extension of the warranty. That's specifically what we need to talk about.
There we go. Yeah. maybe you could even do a promotion where with every Kia that you buy, you get a free ride on a horse.
I think it's quite important that at the moment, quite a hot topic for the tiddlywinks out there, the kids, is
stand-up comedy.
Stand-up comedy, things like Inside Out, emotions, guilt, anxiety. If we can bring them in to the story in some personified way, that would be tremendous.
I think that's definitely doable, and I think there's room for more characters as well. I think we could guilt, anxiety, shame. Shame would be a good
I think
one.
it's important as well that a guy we're talking about who's stuck in life lives in a static caravan.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Exactly.
I mean, on the sponsorship view, I mean, Kia don't make static caravans, but
Not
perhaps you have
America makes everything, son.
Yeah.
Korean,
Dreams, guilt.
Yeah,
we really need a really inappropriate head teacher as well.
really inappropriate teacher.
I want to
yeah.
refer to a girl as sexy.
Well, I mean, beautiful. Let's meet you
Okay,
halfway
we'll meet in the
there.
middle
We'll
there.
do that.
Okay. Snowflake.
I like it. I like it. And last thing. What sort of budget are we talking about on this thing?
Well, it's a British-made film, which is music
I
serious.
don't like what I'm hearing,
It's
Ant.
in pounds.
Because
Yeah.
it's
I can't work out the difference.
so every figure I give you, that's actually less when it comes to dollars. I think that's right. Yeah.
Dollar's stronger than this.
So yeah, so budget wise, I mean, obviously the horse is probably one of your bigger expenses, unless you're going to go CGI, which we want to avoid for the budget for that. I think we've got a lot of great actors lined up for this already. I think Graham Norton for the lead. Graham Norton for the lead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Norton's great. Norton's great.
yeah.
Can he stand on the back of a horse?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, and he's insured for that as well. And actually, the horse is the same horse from Seabiscuit. We've already been
Love
talking
that.
to them. So
I fucking love that horse, man. I love that horse. I have stories about that horse that I can't even tell.
that horse is a fucking party animal as well. The rap
Tell me about
party
it.
is going to be insane.
We did so much cocaine together one night. I forgot he was a horse, and I ended up interfering with it.
Just loads of crushed up polos. Loads of crushed up polos. He's like,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Allegedly interfered with a horse. Allegedly.
so I would
I did
say
not have sexual intercourse with that horse.
I would say it all depends on how much money you want to make on this film, gentlemen, because this film is guaranteed to bring you 5 times a return on your investment. So the more money you put into the film, the more money you're going to get back.
We're going to greenlight this sucker for $3.5 million.
Make it 5.
Make it 7.
Okay. Why don't we just add all those numbers together and
Deal.
make it 15?
Deal.
15. $15 million, son. You got yourself a deal.
Hallelujah.
You got yourself a deal, son.
You must have some negotiations.
Yeah.
No, give me more.
Yeah.
You got to tell him he's got yourself a deal, son.
Got yourself a deal, son.
And then we all
Congratulations.
shake. Yeah.
I'd just say, mint.
Yeah. Woo-wee. Right. Well, let's
enjoyed
stop
that.
talking in these American voices.
Yeah.
And
They're gonna love that.
yeah, how did you find it, Ant? How did you find it this time round?
Yeah, it always amazes me the direction it goes. Not just when you're listening to it, but when you're sat here as well. You go, no idea where it's going to go. What's going to happen?
Yeah.
I had two thoughts on the way over. I thought about the names because I knew I'd be asked that, and so the herbs was there. And the other one I wanted to do was the fact that I keep everywhere I go now. I keep meeting people whose dogs have people's names. So I wanted to have a character. Maybe that's another time. A character with a dog's name. I think that should be a person that has a dog's name.
Flip it that way.
Yeah, Rover.
Yeah, it is weird when you meet like a cat that's called Colin.
Yeah, Kevin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's odd.
Kevin the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. My mate's dog was called Brian.
Was it?
Yeah. It's a great dog.
I love
That was Brian.
Brian!
Right, wrap us up, Harry.
Right. Thank you, everybody, for watching and listening. If you're at the Fringe, go and watch Ant McGinley.
Yeah, it's a better show than Harry's. It's on at the same time at the Globe at 6 p.m. So actually, what you could do is you could go down to Harry's show, watch the first few minutes, go, this isn't for me, and then still make it over
Say
to
that
ours.
as you're leaving. Let me know. I'm leaving this show to go see Ant McGinley.
Shortle Combat, Wrestling with a Champ.
Or you could watch this show.
Yeah.
Or we could finally plug our own show
Every day at midday. That's when you're on.
1:30. The
So,
grass market.
there you
Who's
go. Turn up at midday, make sure you get a seat.
Yeah.
There we
I
go.
don't want to plug it, so someone else has got to.
So I'm plugging it 2nd to the 12th. And if you've enjoyed this, subscribe, tell people, spread the love. We'll see you in Edinburgh. This has been All Made Up with Ant McGinley.